Welcome back to Call of Cthulhu. Episode 4 we're on now. Now, unfortunately, we have had a little bit of an issue. I recorded an episode yesterday, chapter 6, and the audio was terrible. I'd switched over to a new recording software, should have tested it out better. So, we've missed an episode. Now, what I did was, I did a little bit of a recap. Even though the audio of the microphone came through okay, but the audio of the game was basically unacceptable for a video. So I did a little bit of a recap. So I'm going to play that for you now. It's about 8 minutes long, and after that we'll get into the game. Okay, let's try this. So, unfortunately, in the last episode, so last live stream I did, episode 4, the quality came out horrendous, the audio quality. So what I've decided to do here is to try to offer a quick synopsis, so a quick sort of overview of what happened. I'll try to keep it short, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, in order to update you. Now, unfortunately, there's no way for me to go back and play it again without basically having to play all everything that we'd played up to now. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, a new stream setup. That was the issue. So I'm playing the video here. That was the issue. I recorded on a new software, new stream software. It didn't work very well. I've gone back now to OBS, the original one I was using. And my voice came through okay, but as you'll hear in a second, once we get into it. Can you hear that? It is strange. He got stabbed, didn't he? So, anyway, the audio was terrible. We woke up in this mansion again. And Bradley and Connor, whatever her name is, Colden, her there. Now, he can't remember anything when he got stabbed by the octopus creature guy, half octopus, Charles. He can't remember anything. That was the essence of the conversation with him. She's confused. She's confused. She's like the psychologist, wasn't she, working with the doctor, who's the mad doctor. She doesn't know what's going on either. Listen. Okay, so we got information about Francis, the guy who got killed by the Shambler, and we now know that his widow is alive. So we've agreed to go and talk to his widow and either tell her the truth or hide it from her. And I chose to tell her the truth. Listen to that audio. Terrible. Nothing else here. So we get there. We get to the house, the widow's house. That's the widow. That's his missus. And Cat's there. The freaky lady Cat. Not freaky, is she? What is she? She's the gangster lady leader. Cat. So we're suspicious. We're suspicious about why she's there. We talk to the missus, the widow, about the fact that her husband died, and we use our eloquence not to tell her exactly what happened, but to tell her that, he died and blah, blah, blah. Now, she's told us there's this painting of the Shambler in the house, in the gallery, and we agree to go and have a look at it because we say we need to see what it's about. We have a little look around. So then we go into one of our mystical investigation modes where these two have met. There's nothing much happening here. We're just left for. Oh yeah, we haven't actually seen what this is yet. We picked up this little wife Irene. Look at that one. It's like an audio. You put it in a sonograph or phonograph and play it. We didn't get a chance to play it. It was, what exactly was it again? I forget. Oh yeah, you can watch this if you want. So in the detective mode, we've seen the Shambler painting here, and Charles is looking, not Charles, Simon, I forget what his fucking name is, was looking at it. And watch. He rips his eyes out. He's so overjoyed at having seen it that he has to tear out his own eyes. He's out after he saw it. This will be the last thing I ever see. Mine. So we were just checking out a few of the paintings. Have a look at that one. We find this. Twisting and warping it is. It was. Cool. Okay. Okay, here we go. What is it? An audio recording that Francis Sanders left his wife. Okay, so... Okay. An audio recording that Francis left for his wife, Irene. Right. We just find... My dear friend. We just find a few things around the house. Nothing really reveals much. What did we talk to him?
Why you? Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater.
So she's selling all the stuff. The lady, the wife, has gone to Kat and said, "Can you get rid of all the gear? Sell it all. I don't want it anymore." She's gonna export it. The deeper you go, what's this? As insane as we possibly can. Kind of goes hand in hand, doesn't it? The deeper you go. The dimensional shambler. Well, so we don't read that. Hang on. We don't want to read that yet because we haven't actually come across the shambler yet. We haven't even seen the painting. So we go around, we'll walk around the sort of museum. It's not a museum, you know, it's a collection, isn't it? So we walk around the collection. It's got a ton of weapons, all these little daggers, weird, strange daggers, tons of statues, freaky, cool-looking statues, which we had a little wander around. Now, we see the painting. We look at the painting. That's the shambler. I don't know what happened to the quality, it just went sideways. The paintings are alive. Here we go. Okay, so the shambler comes out. We have to fight it. Now, we die a ton of times. Now I read this, which is just telling you a little bit about the shambler. He's always hungry. It comes from another dimension. And you have to be careful because if you bring it into this dimension, it wants to eat you. Simple. We kept dying. Trying to fight it, we kept dying. You have to run away, keep sneaking away. Turns out, you need a certain knife in the room. Then you have to stab the painting. How do I hit with it? I couldn't figure out how to hit the shambler because you don't shoot. Anyway, I'll be happy. So we get the knife. Got it. Come on, you. Did it. Stab the painting. Kill the shambler. We've done it. We've done it, guys. Took us a couple times. Okay, so shambler's gone. Grabs us by the arm. We start freaking out because our arm turns black. Look. But really it doesn't. It's just in our head. Cat comes along. She knew something freaky was going on. She was happy for us to go in there anyway. So she said she used it like a canary to detect what was going on. And that's it. That was the episode. So this is I'm gonna anyway. I don't need to say this bit yet. But now we will continue on with the gameplay. So you're up to date. Alrighty, back to me on the other side of this recording, over there somewhere. Okay, so first of all, I have to apologise, obviously, for that situation. Yeah, it just, you saw, you know, it didn't quite turn out good enough. So, anyway, let's crack on with the game. You saw the shambler. You're up to date. We killed the Shambler. We just sent it back to its own dimension. Now, I don't know whether we encounter it again or not, but... Chapter 7. The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the Nameless bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit. Enter madness. Okay, so here we are in the bookstore. We obviously got a few upgrades, nothing major. I think we upgraded our spot hidden, or possibly eloquence, one of the two. And we started to upgrade investigation, which we will continue with. And our sanity, we are officially shaken. Now, I think this happened in the last episode. So these events that we experience, some of them cause trauma. I think the more we experience, the more of them we engage in, the more insane we become. So now we're shaken. The ordeals you have gone through have left their mark, but you still manage as best you can. You keep your mind busy in order to chase away doubts and painful memories. You still have some way to go. Who knows where your mind could lead you along the paths of insanity. And as I said, pretty sure I've said this before the last episode, but I'm aiming to go into as much of that as possible, to go as insane as possible. That was the not the museum, like the collector's exhibit. Some interesting statues around the place, but there was nothing too important. It was all just sort of you know, it didn't even really give us much information about a lot of the stuff that was there. Why am I missing one here? Okay, that's done. Inventory. We got a little bit of knowledge about the Shambler, this one. An ancient amulet. We just found that, but we don't know what it's for.
Where's the bookseller?
Okay, so we're back into it now. So the audio levels should be good. I've gone back to using the same software that I was previously. I'm just going to stick with this. It's not worth messing around. Maybe a later date in the future I'll look into other systems.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to this voice in his head because it holds the truth. Basically the foundation of every religion on the planet, isn't it, really? Almost everyone. Okay, let's have a little look through here. The Nameless bookstore. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the waters surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon... Yes?
Remember that you said that you could plug that thing in so I could use it with the controller?
Yeah, go get it. Go get it. Go. Here, you plug this in. Plug that into the bottom. And then you plug...
the controller?
Here. Then you plug that into that one. So plug that onto the end of that. Make sure you get it the right way. Where were we? This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because up till then the region was a favoured refuge for cetaceans. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla returns to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto a whaling ship. So that's the thing everybody ate, if you remember. The thing that fed everybody in Darkwater. So it's coming together a lot. The story's coming together. Yeah, our lantern is filled up. Well, yeah, I gotta remember there's some things. Just give me a second.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, it does. Bring it here. Okay, I'll have to set it up later. Maybe that. It might need to be set up. Can you just play it like that for now?
Maybe it's the wrong controller.
No, no, it's not. It's the right one. I think you just need to set it up. I'll have to look into it. This could be broken anyway. I'm just in the middle of a video, so I'll have to look later, okay? The great thing about having kids, they need you. They need your attention. And you have to give it to them. Alrighty. Yes, as I was saying, you have to remember that. I have to remember that some things need to be illuminated, don't they, in order to see them, or maybe not see them, but just interact with them. I fixed my green screen too, which is good news. That was the main reason I was using a different software, but I got it to work. Okay, back to the game. Let us continue on. We looked at that one. Oh wait, did we? Maybe we didn't. No, we didn't. The first... Oh, that was 4. Okay, a Puritan colony led by Reverend John Wickwood settled on the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar colour of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviours. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. Interesting. Medicine tome, is it? Just another medicine tome. The biology section. Here we go. So it still shows you, that's good. Would you read the book? Damn right we read the book.
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
So there's the Shambler there on the right. And on the left too. He started to turn a bit invisible. This collection catalogues and classifies creatures that I have never heard of. Divinities from the stars, creatures capable of travelling from one dimension to another. It presents itself as a reference work on the bestiary or the bestiary of the myth. Without giving details on the mythology to which it refers, its pages are covered with phantasmagorical illustrations. This book contains unholy knowledge. Very good. Another medical book. Nothing down here.
What happened here?
Okay, let's have a look.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from?
Did we just appear in the corner?
Blood. Seems like amateur work. Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably.
He's hurt.
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
Can't pull out my light source in this investigation mode. Okay. Couple things there, nothing else.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
Oh, I see.
What killed all these animals?
All the rats dead on the floor.
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing
It's that
his
symbol
work?
again, the one we saw in the institute, in the asylum.
What the... Charles Hawkins? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Some kind of book she's got there. A giant book. Sometimes this seems to have an effect on it that we don't see. I've never seen such a collection of works on magic and occultism. Algernon Drake, the owner, prides himself on being a luminary in the study of esoteric phenomena. The library was ransacked during an attempted burglary. It holds numerous rare or forbidden works. Its back room houses a safe protected by an ancient symbol.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
Now we found a lot of them. Do they have a use?
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
This key that bears the Elder Sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch whose purpose is to push back the forces of the great old ones were engraved at its centre. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. Can't zoom into it. In press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips off to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it. Edward Pierce, what link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet? The Key of R'lyeh. Okay. There's something else for us here, apparently. But where? Okay, we have no idea what this is. Although it can only be so many, can't it? Oh, I see. Never mind. I thought you did one at a time. So, I don't know. Let's try this. It's not 666. Now then, where would there be information on that?
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Oh, here we go. A page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality in order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother if she is still of this world. Following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its content into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you'll be able to appreciate the danger that this represents and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you nor to suffer from your actions. Now then.
What a strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
The pendant is in the shape of a large dog. I don't know what it represents. I might find out more by searching the bookstore. Very puzzly, isn't it now? This is getting very puzzly indeed. Oh yeah, I did want to check. First of all, do not make the mistake of taking this jewel for an inanimate object. The soul of a powerful sorcerer, devourer of bodies of the Leng cult, a sect from Central Asia, lies in this jade amulet. Its very characteristic form, a massive hunting dog, represents the transformation of the sorcerer into a man-eating ghoul. Whoever unearths the amulet and wears it around his neck is at risk of the sorcerer's wrath. The latter will return in the shape of a formidable hunter to track and dismember all defilers. Fascinating. I haven't actually read the Call of Cthulhu book. Yeah, we read that. And we got his memories there. So there was a here it is. Found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine. University, right? In the Greek world. It's got to be university. Life and study. Anyway, we've got the clue there, but was it in the library or? Oh my goodness. Okay, well let's just...
Arkham editions.
Key of Solomon.
Never heard of him.
Elemegeton. That was the lesser key of Solomon. Book of Spells, supposedly written by legendary King Solomon. Contains various rituals of invocation and rituals of curse. Okay, well, we've got that.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Azathoth. So we're not going to read all these, but...
Another volume by Arkham editions.
Isis Unveiled, H.P. Blavatsky. Okay, so these are
Arkham editions.
real authors.
Never heard of him.
Not about that one, I've never heard of that one before.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Nostradamus, great stuff.
Another volume by Arkham editions.
So just...
Arkham editions.
Corpus
Never heard
Hermeticum.
of him.
Oh, I see. Here we go. Right, hold on. These books have got numbers on them. Hermes Trismegistus. Legendary philosopher. Emerald Tablet. Okay, so...
How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham editions.
American folklore. I'm just, let's just have another quick look around. Maybe there isn't anything else to discover. So somewhere within those books... Wait.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
But how? how to listen to them. Is there a phonograph somewhere around here that I have? Oh, here we go. So let's listen to number 1.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
So all he mentions is volume 9. What was this? Fuel. So it was something about where life and study meet, or something like that. Order and Reason, which was volume 9.
Volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was... What did Drake say about this collection?
Well, I didn't see volume 9 on any of them.
Drake talked about a particular...
3.
So these are the volumes
1.
What did Drake say about this collection?
2.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
7.
So these are the volumes that
Here we
Drake
go.
was talking about in his message.
A collection of poems by Edward Pickman Darby, also known as the Nightmare Lyrics. This collection of poems was sensationally received when first published in 1908. Darby was only 18 years old. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology. I'm not getting it.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
Yes.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Well.
What did Drake say about this collection?
How bizarre. It's not coming to me. Although I do feel like this one might be 9. Often these puzzles are extremely simple, aren't they?
Drake talked about a particular volume.
Yeah, volume 9.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Can't open it. Let's just have a little look over that letter again. 2, 1, 2, 3. Wouldn't be 1, 2, 3. Would it? Oops. No. Pretty sure the first one's gonna be 9. That's the first book. Now, where was it? This one. If somebody finds these memoirs, there'll be no doubt that I'm in serious trouble. Following message of Capital: whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe. The clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study... Okay, so the cylinders were hidden where life and study combine. What, in the... I guess it's... wasn't the university, it was the library. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason. But disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organised chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. So he's saying that order is the pleasure of reason. So he's saying read them in order, listen to them in order. So if we listen to them in order, let's see what the first one says.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold.
Okay, alchemy.
To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect
Alchemy.
me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay.
One of these
What
is
did
on
Drake say about this? Drake
alchemy.
talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his... What did Drake say about this collection?
Start from the bottom.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
No.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his
Esoteric
message.
philosophy. The Guardian of the Grail. The Guardian of the Grail is about the Philosopher's
What did Drake
Stone.
say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular... So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his
This
message.
one. I'm going to say 2, alright? Start off with. Tell you what, I think you'd be hard pressed in this if you didn't know anything about the occult.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from...
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
Drawn by the mothers. The alphabet is designed from the Frisian language.
So
Maybe
these
that
are
one?
the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Emerald Tablet, Alchemist. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure we got the right one.
What
That
did
was number
Drake
2.
say about this collection?
Right one for the
Drake
first
talked
one.
about a particular volume.
No.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection?
King Solomon. No.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
I'm not getting this one.
What did Drake say about this collection?
Maybe this one? White Mother. It's got the word mother in the title. In the passage. 2-1. And what was the last one about?
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Okay, so 9. 9 is the last number then. 219 wasn't it? I feel like the only one I'm not certain of is this one, so maybe we just try them all. What happened? Oh. Okay, so I've got... I'm not getting this, you know. A lot of times these puzzles take a long time for me to get.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
First one's about alchemy.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Philosophers, what was it?
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular... So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
God, it's hard.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
I'm really not getting this. You might want to skip ahead at this point.
And these red drops, like precious stones,
Red
lie
drops, like
set in
precious
divine
stone.
gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Red drops.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does
Sounds
not
like alchemy to me.
and I do confess it. I am willing
What did Drake say about this collection?
Red drops.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Oh, did I put the wrong number? What did we say? 2. Just gonna try them all. I might have to look this up, you know.
What did Drake say about this collection?
Wait, I've got this the wrong way round. I think this one is 1. Let me just go and double check that.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Where did I get the word mother from then?
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods.
Of
Let
the
those of us
gods.
who are still standing protect our White Queen from their
It's about chess.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
God, this is tough.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection?
King Solomon.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
I'm not getting this
What
at
did Drake
all.
say about this collection?
Okay, I think I'm just going to have to look this up.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
Emerald tablet.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
I'm just not getting this one. Alright, well, I'm going to have to look this up for the sake of being here for 3 hours. I think we've been here for about 20 minutes. I don't know, it's not going to be 999, is it? No. Well, I must admit defeat on this one. And if I wasn't recording this, I might be willing to take a little bit longer, but for the sake of, like I said, I think we've been on this for about 20 minutes now. Five rubles on the cup. 3 white pieces on the chessboard. Volume 9 of the Arkham editions. Put in the code and retrieve your prize.
Dad,
Yes, my boy.
can I play on the computer?
Yeah, but not right now because I'm in the middle of a video. I'll have to set it up for you when I finish. Alright, in about 10 minutes.
Okay, but will I still reply?
Yeah. So apparently, the clues were not all about the books. Only the third one was about the books. I see. Okay.
Queen has little protection.
So the other clues weren't about the book. The first two weren't about the books at all. 3 white pieces on the chessboard. And this cup.
The chalice of knowledge.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 red jewels on the cup. So I thought all 3 of them were about this. Well, we had to look it up anyway. We had the wrong idea about the puzzle. That's fine. 5, 3, 9. Alright, we got there in the end. Here we go. Chapter 7 done. Now that was a bit of a... Well, I don't know. It was a good puzzle. Just had the wrong idea about it. So at the end of the day, that was really only about half an hour footage. But I'm going to have to leave it at that because I'm limited today to an hour of gameplay. And I've got some other things I need to do, and I've got my beautiful little kiddies with me, and they need my time and attention. So what I'll do is I'll read this. Chapter 8. In the nameless bookstore, Pierce traced the trail of an attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find what the latter and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin lied inside. Irresistibly attracted the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another body. How interesting. Alright, let's not see what happens next. And bit of a pain, that one. Bit of a bugger that I spent probably half the episode trying to figure out a puzzle that I had the completely wrong idea about. I thought I was trying to decipher which of the first 2 cylinders, which books they were talking about. I didn't even consider that there were other items around. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Again, I apologise for the issues going on with the previous episode. I am brand new to this whole streaming game, and hopefully I'm getting these slight errors and mistakes out of the way early on. And there should be less of those in the future. But thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye for now.